My name is Brooklyn Terry, and this is my multimodal project. My complex problem that I have been working on for this semester is the underfunding and lack of fine arts education. I mostly focused a lot on music just because that's more of what I know more about rather than just art in general, but this is the fine arts education is a good round way to talk about it. Examples of this problem are that there are schools in underfunded communities and communities with minority populations that are being stripped of access to arts education. There's approximately 7,000 schools without music programs and are predominantly in school districts that serve Black, immigrant, and low-income student populations. Economic strain is a justification used to cut music programs, such as if a levy of a school doesn't pass, they will traditionally cut the music program before they cut the football team. And music education funding cuts are the leading option for school districts that have weak programs and a lack of parental support, such as a lot of parents don't understand that there are kids that are interested in these, so they don't think they're as important. Other reasons that this happens is the COVID-19 pandemic. It caused schools to cut some arts administration and educators simply because they didn't understand how it would work virtually, or just because schools were bringing in less money anyway, so they went for the music and arts programs. There's an emphasis on standards in a lot of schools, so they focus more on state tests, which are your traditional subjects such as history, math, science, and reading, and a lack of advocacy. Not enough community members understand the importance of arts education, or just overall less resources. As I said, underfunded schools have a severe disadvantage when it comes to resources for filling in those positions that get eliminated or even having these programs at all. I also included a graph that I found, just the art funding graph, art funding gap. 30% of public elementary schools have no art classes at all. 50% of the poorest public elementary schools don't even have an art room. And then 90% of public elementary schools don't have a dance or drama teacher. I very vividly remember that I never had a drama class until I got into high school, and it's something that a lot of schools also have or don't even have that option at all. So, why is arts education important? Arts education affects students academically, mentally, and physically. Kids feel like their interests are important when there's music and arts programs. Music in general allows kids to express themselves, which you probably get in a lot of trouble when you try to express yourself in the middle of chem. Music programs allow kids to develop a lot of social skills because they can work together. They learn how to communicate a little bit better. They learn lots of other things that can benefit them overall, and then just benefits overall society. Some more benefits. Arts can stimulate the brain and help enhance aspects of its function that may not be used as often. Some ways music and academics correspond to one another are by the effects music has on students' test scores, music's cognitive development effect, and the skills taught through music. I didn't include it in a graph of this, or any statistics, I don't believe, but there are a lot of statistics about how students who are involved in these sorts of programs typically test better because they have a little bit more understanding, they stimulate their brain more, and they have a way to just be interested in something and not have to stress out about one thing. Students of the music disciplines gain powerful tools for understanding human experiences. A good example of this is such as you were going to audition for a play that your school was doing and you didn't make it. That teaches you a real life skill that's going to happen to you many, many times. And it's not good to turn kids down, obviously, but it's good to have them understand and work through that in a safe space than out in the real world where it gets a lot more intense. They also learn to adapt and to respect other people's ways of thinking. They are working and expressing themselves, as I said before, analyzing nonverbal communication. For example, like art, a picture is nonverbal communication, as well as dance. They can make informed judgments about cultural issues, and they learn artistic modes of problem solving, which a lot of kids actually have that preferred way of learning. Students also do not have a creative outlet, and I've seen the creativeness diminish in the classroom after the program was cut. If they lose their creativity outlet, then they will lose a huge amount of who they are. My solution to this is a little bit, so bear with me. It's to create a group of people that focus on directing funds to fine arts programs. They can do this by fundraising or reaching out to programs that help with this. I know there are a lot of programs that specifically work to direct funds to schools or other arts programs, such as like any nonprofit kind of does. They would work on creating awareness for the importance of arts education. They would kind of do this by being present at administrative meetings, being that voice that a lot of kids are not able to be just because they're kids, and most administration does not take that kind of thing seriously. So they're to be there to support the staff in the areas as well as the students, just be a backing of the music teachers, of the art teachers, of the students that are there, so that when there are issues that arise, they have a support system and a way to put out into the world, into their community, that their program is important. It's very similar to, and my school had a specific arts fundraising group, an arts program group that was mostly parents, but they were only there when things were being put on, or they were only there when there was money involved. And I think it's important for a group to not only do that, but to be extremely involved in the school overall and in the community, and not just in the arts community, because it needs to be an understanding from all perspectives that this is something that needs to be worked on by a lot of people. It'll take a village. And that's my works cited, so thank you.